The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. We are live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. It is great to have you in Sirius XM Channel 83. In fact, Joy, I want to do this really quickly. Tell our audience on my Twitter account, we are on TV now. First hour, we were on radio only. We're on TV. iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, now on FS1. There was something going on with golf. I couldn't see it because I'm on TV. Joy Taylor is joining me. Joy, how are you?
I'm great. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. There's a lot of different stories going on. We talked a lot about Magic Johnson in the article, which tried to kind of clobber him. We kind of defended Magic. Let me start, though, with this. Is that when you're looking for career possibilities and moving on, I've done this 4 times in my life. I've moved cross-country. And what's kind of fascinating about it, this is the world Kevin Durant is in. You don't make up your mind months in advance. 4 out of the 5 times I've moved cross-country, I have not made my mind up months in advance. Only moving here did I. But the reality is things can change. You think you're going to move cross-country, and then your wife gets sick. Or you learn something about your family and they need your support and you got to be close to family. So you decide not to take the job in Dallas that you were going to take when you lived in Boston because your grandma gets sick, your mom gets sick, your wife gets sick. You know, anything can change. So when you're going to make a big career move, it's remarkable how many times in my life you think you have it figured out and 48 hours out, you decide something else. So the word is that Kevin Durant is going to go to the Knicks. But I just want you to think about this. That sounded great when we thought the Warriors, Kevin Durant was going to stay healthy, they were going to win another championship, and he was going to be finals MVP. And you're like, all right, 3 for 3, did your job, go to New York. Like, I got that. I wouldn't move out of a great team like Golden State, but I got that. I got that argument. But we know that Kevin Durant's a thoughtful guy that probably is going back and forth. In fact, last night, I was told by somebody I trust in the NBA, Kevin's not made a complete decision yet. I just want to throw this out. Don't you think this injury perhaps, just perhaps, has made Kevin Durant think about this? Okay, I'm getting older. I've been in the NBA 12 years. This is not my first injury. This one is way worse than I thought and is keeping me out way longer than I thought. Do I really want to go to New York and play 40 minutes a night? 80 games. Really? Okay, this year, he coasted at the end of the year. He only played 26 minutes a night in Golden State at the end. He only averaged 34 minutes all year. When you have Steph and Clay, there are nights, I hate to use the word coast, but there are nights that Clay and Steph have the hot hand, and you can observe your teammates win. There'll be none of that with Kevin Knox. He's 18, 19 years old. There's going to be none of that with Mitchell Robinson, a really talented center for the Knicks. You're going to be playing 42 minutes a night. And, bro, emotional, the angst. Ask LeBron what it's like to play with kids. There are no nights off. I mean, I went to Laker games this year, and literally LeBron would start every game the same, waiting for the young guys to take over the game. And then about 9 minutes into it, LeBron's like, all right, we're down 11. I got to take over the game. That's what it's like playing with Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson. And KD's in his 12th year, going to be his 13th. He's had injuries. If Kevin was in the league 3 years, he'd be playing tomorrow night in the finals. This is what happens your 12th year in the league when you play a lot of playoff games. That calf strain, it's not one of those. There's an old saying in the NBA. When you're a rookie and you're a rookie and you bang knees with another player, you miss a half. 5 years in the league, you bang knees with a player, you're out for a game. 10 years in the NBA, you're on the IR. 15 years, you go to a second knee brace. Like, this is a guy that's put a lot of time in and a lot of travel, a lot of planes, a lot of overnights, a lot of 12 years. Isn't there a saying in life, work harder, work smarter, not harder? As you get older, pro golfers, they have more money. They play in fewer tournaments. Tennis stars, Federer, picks fewer tournaments. He don't want to be in all the tournaments. He didn't want to have to play. LeBron James this year pretty much acknowledged, I'm done playing defense. That's why picking the Lakers was problematic for him outside of business. He could have gone to Portland, with C.J. McCollum, Damian Lillard, Nurkic. They needed a point forward. It'd have been perfect. They'd have won titles. And Portland was actually a perfect spot for him. He wouldn't have to work nearly as hard. He had 2 guards that could score. Kevin Durant's got 2 guards on certain nights that can take all the offensive workload. I'm just saying, when you get older, like right now, I do this radio show, and I'm done at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, and then I go home, and I work out. Sometimes I take a nap. I hang out. Yesterday, I watched my wife do art for an hour. I played with the cats. That's what you want to do when you get into the, you hit the turn on your career. I don't want another TV show that's 4 hours of work a day. And this other thing is, well, he'd play with Kyrie. All right, let's look at Kyrie. Gets hurt a lot. Not going to help you on the defensive end. And oh, by the way, hasn't Kyrie intimated before he's near the end of his career? So this idea that, Kyrie not helping you on the defensive end. Kyrie, by the way, doesn't like to deal with the press, so he's not going to take that off your plate. It's not like when LeBron went to Miami, D-Wade and Bosh were great with the media. LeBron could be like, talk to D-Wade tonight. Kyrie doesn't want to talk to the media. So, Kevin, play 40 minutes, be a coach on the floor. You're going to have to deal with all the media questions. I'm just saying, this injury, could I not argue Kevin Durant sitting there thinking, damn, God, it was all laid out. I could win a 3rd title, 3rd MVP. It was going to be such a clean break. There's a strong possibility he's not going to play at all the rest of the year. You can't tell me he doesn't wake up going to treatment for the 8th straight day thinking, this is the easiest minutes I get. New York could be much harder. All right, I don't want to do this story, but my staff handed it to me, and I do believe at certain times when accusations are made, anybody should defend themselves. Magic Johnson went on the air yesterday and defended himself because Magic Johnson was called a lot of bad things, and Magic said, time out, I'm going to defend myself on this. Magic quit and got really quiet. Magic wasn't talking. He held a press conference. You never heard from him again. But Magic's come out in the last couple of days to defend himself, and I'm going to come out and defend myself. Baker Mayfield, I didn't engineer this. I didn't create this. Baker Mayfield came out about a week ago and started making shirts, the land versus the herd. I thought it was funny. It was clever, so I acknowledged it and addressed it. I didn't make the shirts. Now he came out yesterday or the day before to something called Complex Sports. No idea what it is. No idea. So, but it was an interview and it got sent to me by a bunch of people. And he goes on and calls me a liar and calls me a lot of things. I'm going to break it down into 3 sections because it's a lot of accusations. The first one is, said Baker, there's people like that who really are abusing their position, abusing a platform to a point where people are going to listen to it. He's supposed to bring out facts and he chooses to put out irrational opinions. Well, in fairness, I don't think I would build a 25-year career based on irrational opinions. Does Charles Barkley have irrational opinions saying he thinks the Portland Trail Blazers are going to win the NBA championship? Or is Charles Barkley a wildly funny, entertaining opinionist on an NBA show? He is, and so am I. That doesn't mean Charles Barkley can't make calls and have contacts, but this is not Big J journalism. I'm not in locker rooms like Jackie McMullen 100 nights a year or Rick Bucher. I do not believe I would build this career on irrational opinions. I think I'm opinionated. Sometimes I'm wrong. That doesn't make it irrational. The second quote from him was, people can say what they want. They can say I'm not really supposed to comment on this, but a liar is a liar is a liar, and that guy really just full of it needs to be put in his place. Well, again, I would say I can be wrong, and I am. In fact, about 10 years ago, I don't know, John, when we started Colin Right, Colin Wrong, I felt it was important, because I'm sitting here blabbing all day, to have a segment every week where I acknowledge I whiffed on that. I'm in the opinion business. I'm in the strong opinion business. I'm wrong all the time. I've had sources that misled me. I'm not proud of every sentence or every tweet. But you don't build my career on being a liar. You just don't. I think he's confusing wrong with lying. Nothing I've ever said about OBJ is factually incorrect. OBJ gave me a list of places he wanted to play. Cleveland wasn't one of them. Maybe he changed his mind, but what he told me, he didn't bring up Cleveland. Here's the third one from Baker Mayfield. I'd be the first one to tell you I'm not always right. I know my flaws. I'd love for people to correct me so I get better. But he can say what he wants. He thinks he's always right. He throws people's names under a bus. As soon as he starts talking about me, it's fine. But my teammates, that's where I have a problem. Well, no, Baker, your problem is you're in a fight now with a media person. That's below Tom Brady. That's beneath Russell Wilson. That's beneath